Identical twin sisters, Sunny and Gina Hahn. Well, they got there.
In 1996, identical twins Jean Hahn and Sunny Hahn faced a chilling showdown in Irvine, California. Consumed by jealousy, Jean plotted to murder her successful sister, enlisting two accomplices. Their plan unraveled when Sunny's roommate, Helen Kim, escaped and called the police. The dramatic intervention led to Jean's arrest and a 26-year-to-life prison sentence.
He pushed me back and he told me to get on the ground. Bang, and a man comes in with a gun pointing to my face.
Early life. Gina Hahn and Sunny Hahn were born on April 8, 1974, in South Korea. Their early childhood was characterized by significant instability, beginning with the divorce of their parents when they were very young. This familial disruption marked the beginning of a tumultuous upbringing for the twins. After their parents' separation, the twins, along with their mother, relocated to the United States, settling in Orange County, California. This move was intended to provide a fresh start and better opportunities, but it also introduced new challenges. The transition to a new country with a different language and culture was particularly difficult for the young twins, and their experiences diverged significantly from this point forward. Sunny Hahn, the more extroverted and adaptable of the two, quickly found her footing in her new environment. She embraced the opportunities presented by her new surroundings and excelled academically. Her outgoing nature helped her form friendships easily, and she became well-liked by her peers and teachers. Sunny's success in school and her ability to integrate into American society painted a picture of a bright and promising future. She represented the ideal immigrant success story, embodying resilience and determination.
Sunny agreed to take Gina in, but their intense sibling rivalry soon reared its ugly head.
In contrast, Gina Hahn struggled considerably with the transition. The move to the United States exacerbated existing behavioral issues and academic challenges. Gina found it difficult to adjust to the new cultural and educational environment, which often put her at odds with her family and peers. Her struggles in school were not just academic, but also reflected deeper psychological and emotional turmoil. Gina's inability to conform to societal expectations and her frequent behavioral problems made her stand out negatively, further isolating her. The differences between the twins' experiences in their new home became more pronounced over time. While Sunny thrived, Gina's difficulties continued to mount, creating a growing rift between the sisters. Sunny's achievements and popularity were a stark contrast to Gina's struggles, fostering an environment ripe for sibling rivalry. Gina began to harbor feelings of inadequacy and jealousy toward Sunny, whose successes she felt highlighted her own failures. The twins' relationship became increasingly strained as they grew older. Sunny's continued success only deepened Gina's sense of resentment and inadequacy. The positive attention and support that Sunny received from their mother, teachers, and peers stood in sharp contrast to the criticism and disciplinary actions often directed at Gina. This dynamic contributed to a toxic sibling relationship characterized by envy and competition. Gina's behavioral issues escalated during her teenage years, further widening the gap between her and Sunny. While Sunny prepared for a promising future with plans for higher education and career aspirations, Gina's path was marked by rebellion and legal troubles. The disparity in their life trajectories became a source of constant tension within the family, and the once close bond between the twins deteriorated. The Hahn family's financial struggles also played a significant role in shaping the twins' early lives. The pressures of economic hardship added to the stress within the household, impacting both Sunny and Gina differently. Sunny's drive to excel was partly fueled by a desire to alleviate the family's financial burdens, while Gina's response to the same pressures manifested in her erratic behavior and inability to cope. As the twins reached adulthood, the diverging paths they had taken became more evident. Sunny's successful transition to college and subsequent career achievements stood in stark contrast to Gina's continuing struggles. The stark differences in their lives not only intensified Gina's feelings of jealousy, but also set the stage for the dramatic and tragic events that would later unfold. In summary, the early life of Gina Han and Sunny Han was marked by a series of challenges and contrasting experiences. The twins' move to the United States, combined with their parents' divorce and financial struggles, created a complex environment that influenced their divergent paths. Sunny's adaptability and success contrasted sharply with Gina's ongoing difficulties, fostering a sibling rivalry that would ultimately culminate in a shocking and tragic turn of events. Family and upbringing. The Han family's journey to the United States was marked by significant financial difficulties and emotional challenges, which played a crucial role in shaping the lives of identical twins, Gina Han and Sunny Han. The move to Orange County, California was intended to provide better opportunities and a fresh start, but it also introduced a host of new pressures that would deeply affect each twin in contrasting ways. Upon arriving in the United States, the Han family struggled to make ends meet. The economic hardships they faced added strain to an already fragile household dynamic. Their mother, working tirelessly to support her daughters, was a central figure in their lives, but the financial pressure and the demands of adapting to a new country weighed heavily on the entire family. Despite these challenges, Sunny Han thrived. From a young age, she exhibited a remarkable resilience and determination. Sunny's academic success was a testament to her hard work and ambition. She saw education as a pathway to a better life, not just for herself but also for her family. Sunny's dedication to her studies and her ability to excel in school earned her admiration and support from teachers and peers alike. Her achievements culminated in her acceptance to the University of California, Irvine, a prestigious accomplishment that underscored her potential and resilience. Sunny's success was not just limited to academics. She also adapted well socially. Her extroverted nature helped her build a network of friends and supporters, which provided a buffer against the stresses at home. Her achievements were a source of pride for the Han family and served as a beacon of hope amidst their financial struggles. Sunny's drive and determination to succeed were motivated by a desire to lift her family out of their difficult circumstances, reflecting a maturity and sense of responsibility beyond her years. In stark contrast, Gina Han's life took a troubling and tumultuous path. Struggling to cope with the same financial and emotional stresses, Gina began to exhibit erratic behavior from a young age. Unlike Sunny, Gina found it difficult to conform to societal and familial expectations. Her academic performance lagged, and she often clashed with teachers and peers. The pressures of adapting to a new environment exacerbated her behavioral issues, leading to a series of minor legal troubles that hinted at deeper psychological and emotional problems. Gina's rebellious actions and inability to maintain stability set her further apart from her sister. Her repeated run-ins with the law, which included minor offenses such as theft and forgery, were symptomatic of her deeper struggles. These legal troubles not only added stress to the family but also widened the rift between the twins. Gina's actions often brought negative attention to the family, contrasting sharply with Sunny's positive achievements. The growing disparity between the twins' life paths created significant strain on their relationship. Sunny's steady progress and success served as a constant reminder of Gina's failures, exacerbating her feelings of inadequacy and jealousy. Gina perceived Sunny's accomplishments as highlighting her own shortcomings, fueling a toxic mix of resentment and envy. This animosity was not one-sided. The family's focus on Sonny's success may have inadvertently intensified Gina's sense of isolation and inadequacy. The Hahn family's financial struggles were a persistent source of stress and likely compounded Gina's sense of frustration and helplessness. While Sonny's academic and personal successes were sources of pride for the family, they also underscored the widening gap between the twins' lives and experiences. The contrast between Sonny's thriving and Gina's ongoing battles became a central tension within the household. The family's financial difficulties added another layer of complexity to the twins' upbringing. Their mother's efforts to provide for them were often stretched thin, creating an environment where emotional and financial support was limited. This lack of resources may have contributed to Gina's behavioral issues, as she struggled to find her place and cope with the pressures of their situation. The combination of financial hardship, divergent paths, and growing animosity set the stage for a deeply fractured sibling relationship. Sonny's achievements and the positive attention she received contrasted starkly with Gina's ongoing struggles, deepening the rift between them. Gina's resentment towards Sonny's success continued to build, creating a volatile emotional environment that would eventually lead to dramatic and violent confrontations. In summary, the Hahn family's upbringing in the United States was marked by significant challenges that influenced the twins in profoundly different ways. Sonny Hahn's path to success and Gina Hahn's troubling journey illustrate how financial difficulties, personal resilience, and behavioral issues can shape family dynamics. The growing disparity between the twins' lives and the resulting tension laid the groundwork for the intense sibling rivalry and personal turmoil that would later culminate in a shocking murder plot. The murder plot.
Woman who made headlines in 1996 for allegedly plotting to kill her twin sister.
In 1996, Gina Hahn's deep-seated resentment and envy toward her twin sister Sonny culminated in a chilling murder plot. Gina, feeling overshadowed by Sonny's successes, believed that her own failures and shortcomings were magnified by her sister's accomplishments. This festering jealousy drove her to a desperate and sinister plan to eliminate Sonny and usurp her identity and successful life. Gina's fixation on her sister's achievements intensified over the years. She felt consistently overlooked and disregarded in comparison to Sonny, who was thriving both personally and professionally. This perception of being in her sister's shadow fueled Gina's resentment to the point of obsession. Convinced that Sonny's existence was a constant reminder of her own inadequacies, Gina meticulously planned to murder her twin. Gina's scheme was elaborate and calculated. She enlisted the help of two men, John Jason Ingram and Donald Mike Ray.
Gina had been soliciting lots of her friends to help her do something bad to her sister.
It's the same amount of time for a conspiracy to do it that you can get for actually doing it,
promising them financial rewards in exchange for their assistance. The men were drawn into Gina's plot by the promise of money, unaware of the full depth of her motives. Together, they devised a plan to break into Sonny's apartment in Irvine, California, and carry out the murder. The plot involved gaining entry into Sonny's apartment and subduing both Sonny and her roommate, Helen Kim. Gina planned to use duct tape to restrain them, making it easier to carry out the murder. The intention was to then dispose of Sonny's body, allowing Gina to assume her identity and life without suspicion.
And someone started tying my hands behind my back.
Was any tape applied to you?
Yes, they had duct tape.
To Gina, this was the ultimate solution to her feelings of inferiority and jealousy. On the day of the planned murder, Gina and her accomplices put their scheme into motion.
Archie was more or less couch surfing in San Diego.
They broke into Sonny's apartment, armed with duct tape and other materials to restrain Sonny and Helen. The initial phase of the plan went smoothly as they managed to gain entry without immediate detection.
I saw African American male standing there holding magazines. I said no, I wasn't interested. I thought that was it, and I started to close the door.
What happened as you started to close the door?
The black male, he rushed into the door and...
However, the situation quickly spiraled out of control. Helen Kim's presence proved to be a significant obstacle. As the intruders attempted to subdue Sonny and Helen managed to break free from their grip. Her quick thinking and presence of mind allowed her to escape the apartment and seek help.
You could hear her roommate screaming, and Sonny had no idea what was going on. She called 911 and said she thought she heard her roommate being raped.
He pushed me back and he told me to get on the ground.
And before you went to the ground, did you see a gun?
Yes, I did.
She ran to a nearby neighbor and alerted the authorities.
911, what are you reporting?
Medication.
Yeah, this is Ken with a transfer, and it's quiet. Go ahead.
Irvine Police. What's your address?
Quiet proceeding, and that noise alerted Sonny to the fact that something was going on,
setting off a rapid response from law enforcement. The swift arrival of the police caught Gina and her accomplices off guard. Their carefully laid plans unraveled in an instant. The police surrounded the apartment, preventing any possibility of escape.
I heard a man's voice saying, "Shut up." And I killed do something.
Help of two teenagers to kill her sister, Sonny Hahn, in her California apartment.
Gina, John Ingram, and Donald Ray were arrested at the scene, their murderous intentions thwarted by Helen's bravery and the prompt intervention of the authorities. The botched murder plot exposed the extreme lengths to which Gina was willing to go in her quest to eliminate her sister and assume her identity. It highlighted the dangerous consequences of unresolved jealousy and sibling rivalry taken to an extreme. Gina's willingness to manipulate and coerce others into participating in her plan underscored her determination and desperation. Gina Hahn, John Ingram, and Donald Ray faced legal repercussions for their roles in the plot.
You don't think she had anything to do with this? Is that your position now?
Right.
Sonny Hahn seemed to be using her position as the good twin to her financial advantage.
The trial proceedings delved into the psychological and emotional motivations behind Gina's actions, offering a grim reminder of the destructive power of jealousy and unresolved personal issues. Gina's plan to eliminate her sister Sonny and take over her life not only failed but also led to her own downfall, ensuring that her name would be forever associated with one of the most shocking and tragic cases of sibling rivalry taken to its deadly extreme. In the end, the failed murder plot serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked envy and the importance of addressing personal grievances before they escalate into irreversible actions. It underscores the need for psychological support and intervention in situations where jealousy and resentment threaten to spiral out of control.
If I were to make money, yes, I would like to make money on this.
You want to make money off this case, don't you?
If people are going to pay me, then why not?
Despite
The attack and arrest. The confrontation during the attack on Sonny Hahn's apartment was a critical moment of resistance and survival. Gina Hahn, driven by jealousy and resentment towards her successful twin sister, had meticulously planned the attack with her accomplices.
Mr. Bryant came in the room and grabbed you and threw you to the ground. You told him, take anything you want?
Yes, take anything you want.
However, upon entering the apartment, they were met with unexpected defiance from Sonny and Helen Kim, her roommate. Sonny and Helen's swift reaction in fighting back against their assailants proved decisive.
I had a fight with one of her roommates about 10 minutes prior to my arrival.
Helen's escape to notify the authorities effectively disrupted Gina's deadly intentions.
When I opened the door, when I went out the door, There were a lot of policemen pointing guns at me.
This courageous and quick-thinking response not only saved their lives, but also ensured that Gina and her accomplices were apprehended before they could carry out their plan fully.
The two women around Officer Bartolo, the subject to lay down on the ground.
The thwarting of Gina's murder plot underscored the gravity of the situation and the dangers posed by unchecked jealousy and familial betrayal. It also highlighted the resilience and resourcefulness exhibited by Sonny and Helen in the face of imminent danger. This pivotal moment in the attack not only halted a potential tragedy, but also became a critical point in the subsequent legal proceedings, shaping the narrative of the case as it unfolded in the public eye.
Claiming Jean is still highly capable of the manipulation that landed her in prison 20 years ago.
Arrest and trial, a high-profile legal battle. The arrest and subsequent trial of Gina Hahn and her accomplices, John Jason Ingram and Donald Mike Ray.
And asking if they had a gun. She was not hiding her intention.
Marked a pivotal moment in the tragic saga of the Hahn twins. Following their dramatic apprehension at the scene of the crime, they were thrust into a high-profile legal battle that captivated public interest and media attention due to the shocking and unprecedented nature of the case.
Described to the jury how Gina Hahn had discussed murdering her sister at least 6 months prior to the failed attempt.
The crime, a meticulously planned murder conspiracy involving identical twins, was a storyline that seemed almost too sensational to be true. Yet it underscored a grim reality of familial rivalry and jealousy taken to deadly extremes.
That Gina had deadly intentions, he described to jurors the cleaning supplies recovered from her rental car.
The arrest. The swift and decisive actions of law enforcement played a crucial role in the immediate aftermath of the botched murder plot. Helen Kim's brave escape and quick call to the authorities led to the immediate intervention of the police, who apprehended Gina, Ingram, and Ray at Sonny Hahn's apartment in Irvine, California. The arrest itself was dramatic, with the suspects caught in the midst of their ill-fated attempt to carry out the murder, further adding to the sensationalism of the case.
Gina, they alleged, planned to kill Sonny and assume her identity. Gina's threats and actions were all just part of the twins' ongoing rivalry.
The trial.
She was scared of me, so she just wanted some of her belongings back.
The trial of Gina Hahn and her accomplices unfolded as a gripping courtroom drama, captivating audiences both in the courtroom and across the nation. Prosecutors presented a compelling case, meticulously detailing Gina's planning and motives. They painted a vivid picture of a woman consumed by jealousy and resentment towards her successful twin sister, Sonny Hahn. The prosecution's narrative focused heavily on Gina's deep-seated animosity, which had festered over years and culminated in her desperate and violent attempt to usurp her sister's identity and life. The trial also delved into the psychological complexities behind Gina's actions. Expert testimonies and psychological evaluations were presented, offering insights into the underlying emotional and mental health issues that may have driven Gina to such extremes. The courtroom heard about Gina's troubled past, her feelings of inadequacy, and her escalating jealousy, providing a context for her actions that went beyond mere criminal intent.
The swords.
Despite her appearance, prosecutors decided to put her back on the stand.
The judge asked her questions about her condition and what had happened.
Public and media reaction.
Must have been 50 Korean newspapers and magazines present, and I was sort of awestruck by the attention the case was getting.
The public and media were fascinated by the case, not just because of the crime itself, but also due to the dramatic family dynamics it revealed.
Tie her sister up and kill her sister so she could assume her sister's identity.
The notion of identical twins embroiled in a murder conspiracy against each other was a sensational story that dominated headlines.
So it's very important to know what it's like to grow up as a twin, developmental issues and hurdles.
Media outlets closely covered the proceedings, dissecting every aspect of the case and exploring the implications for understanding the depths to which familial rivalry could descend. The intense coverage contributed to a national conversation about sibling rivalry, mental health, and the potential for unresolved jealousy to lead to extreme and destructive actions. The trial also raised questions about the nature of identity and the psychological bonds between siblings, particularly identical twins.
And what are the specific developmental issues and hurdles that they have to confront that really no one's aware of?
Commentators and analysts weighed in on how two individuals with such similar backgrounds could end up on such divergent paths, one leading to success and the other to a path of crime and desperation. The public grappled with these questions, fascinated and horrified by the story unfolding before them.
Twin Sisters continues as Gina Hahn appeared in court for her arraignment Friday.
Verdict and sentencing. Ultimately, the trial concluded with Gina Hahn's conviction for conspiracy to commit murder. The severity of her actions, the meticulous planning involved, and the underlying motives rooted in jealousy and resentment left little doubt about her intent. Gina was sentenced to 26 years to life in prison, a sentence that underscored the gravity of her crimes and the danger she posed. Her accomplices, John Ingram and Donald Ray, also received lengthy prison terms, reflecting their roles in the conspiracy and the seriousness with which the court viewed their participation.
If convicted, she could face 26 years to life in prison.
Aftermath and implications. The outcome of the trial served as a cautionary tale about the destructive potential of unresolved jealousy and familial conflict. It highlighted the importance of addressing mental health issues and the need for intervention when signs of severe emotional distress and animosity are evident. The case of the Hahn twins remains a poignant reminder of how deep-seated envy and rivalry can lead to catastrophic consequences if left unchecked. The trial and its aftermath also had a profound impact on the individuals involved. Sunny Hahn, having survived the traumatic ordeal, had to rebuild her life in the shadow of her sister's betrayal. Her testimony during the trial highlighted the emotional toll that Gina's actions had taken on her, offering a sobering view of the personal impact of the crime.
Despite Sunny's public support for Jean, the evil twin and her co-defendants were found guilty of the charges.
Sunny's resilience in the face of such betrayal and danger became a focal point for many who followed the case, illustrating the human capacity for recovery and strength even after the most harrowing experiences.
The attorney's office asked California's governor to reject it, claiming Jean is the manipulation that landed her in prison 20 years ago.
Conclusion. The arrest and trial of Gina Hahn and her accomplices remain a chilling example of how familial bonds can be twisted by jealousy.
The attention the case was getting. For a case where no death occurred and no real serious harm occurred.
And resentment into something dark and deadly. The high-profile nature of the case, combined with the dramatic elements of sibling rivalry and attempted murder, ensured that it would be remembered as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unresolved jealousy within familial relationships. The trial not only brought justice for Sunny Hahn, but also underscored the broader societal need to understand and address the psychological factors that can lead to such extreme actions. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you all liked it. Feel free to share your thoughts in comment section. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you will never miss any episode of our enthralling series.